Good morning.
Good morning.
We're coming to you with one more video, and in the last video we showed you the city of Salvador, which was a very nice surprise to us also, and since we had to change our plans, we decided to stay there and visit Salvador on our way to our final destination, which was
Maceió.
Maceió. In this video, we are going to talk to you about one more capital of the state that we visited very quickly before getting to Maceió. And also, since we stayed in Maceió for a while, we did at least 5 or 6 videos. So this video is like a summary of 4 or 5 videos. There is one more video that we did also for food and restaurants. I will leave the link either in the description below or on the screen for you guys to watch. It's an interesting video.
If you want to be hungry, watch that.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to help your appetite.
Yes.
But that goes without saying that food and restaurants in Maceió were amazing. Excellent, no?
Yes.
Obviously not cheap, but it was really excellent, like high-end, good quality restaurants that in other parts of Brazil, we have not been able to have that many options, like considering the size and the population of the city. Like in São Paulo, obviously, Rio, you have a lot of options. But in other states, usually it's just like maybe like Brazilian food. Or in the south, you have a little bit of like more European food, like Italian, German influence. But Maceió, excellent food, and one of the best Peruvian restaurants that we have actually had a meal at was there. We were obsessed with that restaurant. So watch that video too. But back to Maceió, we wanted to do this video to talk to you about the city, give you some information, some of the activities that we did. There are many more activities that you can do, but this is what we did. And comparing the cost, as I mentioned, food, we find now looking back, we find it was a bit more expensive than other places that we have stayed. Electricity too, no?
Yeah.
Electricity also. Now
Much
after
more
visiting
expensive, yeah.
other cities, I would say like what, maybe at least on average double the price. Yeah. Compared to other cities, it was very expensive. So this is one thing that we also thought it's worth mentioning. And now, without any further ado, delay, let's continue our road trip from Salvador to get to Maceió. The next morning, we hit the road, left Salvador, and head to the next capital of the state, which is the city of Aracaju, the capital of the state of Sergipe. We arrived there late in the afternoon, and since we had not eaten neither breakfast nor lunch, we just went straight to our hotel, stayed there at night, and decided to discover the most touristic part of the city the next morning. The most touristic and popular part of the city is right next to the main road that goes along the beach and goes for a few kilometers, and is full of restaurants and bars. After resting one night in Aracaju, the next morning we decided to go there and just visit that place for ourselves before we hit the road to continue our road trip to our final destination, Maceió. After visiting Aracaju, very quickly we continued with the road trip and arrived at our final destination, Maceió. The road to Maceió is really nice, and as soon as you enter the city, you are welcomed by a beautiful beach with white sand and the color of the water, which is absolutely stunning. We lived in Maceió for a bit over 6 months and wanted to share with you the best locations that you can stay in the city. There are 3 main neighborhoods in Maceió called Pajuçara, Ponta Verde and Jatiuca. We stayed in the neighborhood of Ponta Verde, but any one of these 3 neighborhoods are good, considered safe and within walking distance to the beach. Pajuçara is the first neighborhood, and as you enter the city from the highway and you pass the port of Maceió, you will pass by Pajuçara. The next one is Ponta Verde and the last one is Jatiuca. The main road of the city that goes by the water stretches for a few kilometers, and you just have stunning views of the beach and a wide sidewalk that goes along the beach where you can walk, jog and ride bicycles. The color of the water is just gorgeous on any given day, and the beach is always full of tourists and people who are sunbathing and enjoying this amazing beach. One place that you must visit and is very popular in the neighborhood of Ponta Verde is called Pavilião do Artesanato, or the artisanal market. This is a big covered space, kind of like a shopping mall, but has all the artisanal products and handcrafts and souvenirs. Once you go through the shops and visit this part of the artisanal market, you will end up on the main street that is right by the water. When you cross the street and you go to the other side, there will be one more artisanal market that is actually located right by the beach. There is also a third market that is located in the neighborhood of Pajuçara and has a free bus that will take you to that artisanal market. So you have a lot of artisanal markets to visit, but the one that is in the neighborhood of Pajuçara is huge, much less crowded and has a lot of space. But the products that they have are all almost the same. This is the main road that goes along the beach and has walk paths, bike paths, and also a wide sidewalk. The beach itself is always full of people, and there are always vendors where you can rent umbrellas and chairs from them, as well as snacks while you're staying on the beach and enjoying this wonderful beach of Maceió. Along this street, there are also a lot of nice spots that you can stop and take a picture if you enjoy to do that for your Instagram account. There are a lot of designs that you can take a picture for your Instagram account. In terms of safety and security also, we considered Maceió to be a safe city, especially if you stay in the three neighborhoods that we mentioned earlier, which are Pajuçara, Ponta Verde, and Jatiuca. One more activity that is very interesting and definitely worth doing is the one that we're going to show you now. This is a phenomenon that happens in Maceió and is very interesting. It is called Moses Path. The activity is free, obviously, but it depends on the day and when the tide is very low, because the sea level goes very low and you will have a path and will be able to actually walk into the sea for a long distance, as you will see in the drone shots. Obviously, this is an activity that you can do on your own, but speaking of activities, there are also a lot of excursions that are being offered by street vendors that you can also book an activity with them and go and visit the nearby islands. There are some natural pools that you can go and visit with boats. So there are so many other water activities also available. This particular activity is very popular and very famous because it is relaxing. You feel like you are going into the water, but because the tide is low, you can just walk and get very far from the beach itself. After a 10 or 15 minute walk, you will reach a spot that you can actually walk on, and it is flat. You just have to have comfortable slippers or beach shoes with you so you can walk on them, because some of the structures are a bit sharp and might hurt your feet. But this is also a very nice activity, and on the day that we were there, at the end, to reach to this point, the water was maximum up to my knees. So the depth of the water was just perfect. And as you get closer to the beach, the water level was even lower. Due to this phenomenon, there will be a lot of natural pools that will be available if you want to go and visit them and just take a dip during the time that the tide is low. One more activity that we did, which is definitely worth doing, is visiting downtown of Maceió. The commercial downtown core of Maceió is very interesting. It looks like an open air market full of commerce and businesses and restaurants. And it is very interesting to go and visit. You can find basically anything, from household products to clothes to electronics, food. One of the shops that was very interesting for us was this store. This store basically sells anything that you need related to beauty products, from the chairs of the beauty salon to hair dryers and nail polish, brushes, hair color, everything you can imagine. And the store was just endless. I was walking through the aisles for a few minutes to get to the other end of the store, and it would not finish. Basically, you can find anything you want related to beauty products at this store. Also, while you walk around downtown Maceió, you will also see a lot of buildings with colonial architecture and different designs than the other areas, the modern areas that mostly tourists would stay at. This was the video that we made out of almost 5 videos that we had done during our 6 months of stay in Maceió. There is one more video also that we did about food and restaurants in Maceió. I will leave the link in the description below if you would like to watch that video as well. We hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.